You have to know how to defend yourself. Some basic things. And nobody's saying you need to necessarily be like Donnie Yen, or be like Michael Jai White, or be like Wesley Snipes, or be like a lot of other people, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times, you have to know how to defend yourself. I'm from Maryland, and there's some nice parts, but there's also some rough parts in Maryland. And you have to be aware of your surroundings. Granted, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can't dodge a bullet, but that's when martial arts comes into play mentally. How can I talk myself out of the situation without even raising my fist? You know, what can I do to get myself out of that situation without having to throw a kick or punch or be aggressive? Other thing I want to talk to you about is ground fighting. Granted, a lot of people are being, with the ground fighting techniques is very dangerous. I saw the video you showed of the young boy who was paralyzed, and tragically, it's just sad that that happened. And I don't know who the referee was or whoever the other guy was going against, but you have to be responsible. Sometimes you have to hold back, especially even in competition, you have to hold back sometimes. And that's where responsibility of martial arts comes into play. Sometimes you got to hold back. I mean, even when I was sparring in class with people, I held back. Yeah, they were black belts. Yeah, they were a little older than me, but I held back because I know how strong I am. I didn't underestimate them though. I mean, at the end of the day, I know the belts don't matter, and even me coming in with my size, that doesn't matter. I never underestimate anybody. I don't care how old they are, how overweight they are, how short they are. It doesn't take much strength to poke somebody in the eye. But with that being said, we live in a world nowadays. You just have to know some basic self-defense. There's a lot of good people still left, but there's a lot of people who are mentally unstable. And you pray for them, and you hope that one day they'll reach enlightenment, and that they're able to realize that hurting somebody intentionally is not the way to do it. Also about martial artists, let me say this to you. There are a lot of great martial artists who are wonderful, man. You'll never see them on camera. You'll never see them on TV. They'll never get the recognition they really deserve. And, there's a lot of people out there, granted you're right, who are trying to make a name for themselves. Like Frank Dukes did in Bloodsport. And, no, nothing against them, but, but there's a lot of people out there, man, in competitions. And remember, during the 70s and the 60s, man, a lot of competitions were not filmed on camera. Especially in the black community, man, they had pictures and some still photos. And there's documentation of these people because it's written records and photos and stuff. But, I mean, they were really true martial artists, and really understood not only the combative style of martial arts, but they understood the spiritual side of it too. And those people will never get the recognition they truly deserve. But I hope what I'm saying makes a lot of sense, and I hope you will reconsider some of the things that you're stating. I'm not saying you're wrong, because a lot of things you say are true. A lot of things you're saying are true. I mean, people claiming they're masters or they understand martial arts, and they're like either way overweight and never took the process to really fully go into martial arts for years and years trying to understand what it is. But just because I see somebody that's overweight as a martial arts master, I'm not going to throw what they say under the bus or run away from the person. I mean, that's not necessarily go to that school, but it depends. They may be overweight as a grand master because they're getting older, but the student under them, they're students, they all may be in shape. And who was the coach behind them getting them in shape? It was the overweight guy. And maybe at their age he was in shape, and maybe some things he's going through that he needs to get himself back in shape, but it takes time. I mean, Nothing happens overnight. When I lost weight the first time, it took me a process. It took me like months to get that weight down. I gained it back, but I'm in the process now working to get it back off. Again, I'm not giving up on myself. I'm just going to try again. That's all I can do. And I think I'm going to succeed this time permanently, you know. But, I hope what I'm saying makes some sense. And I hope you take time to really think about some of the things you're stating, but you do make a lot of sense with what you're saying. I do agree, with some of the things, there's people out there doing things they shouldn't be doing. Also about the, before I get ready to go, the ground techniques, that's one thing I want to talk to you about. Again, I know I talked about it a little earlier. People have been doing ground fighting for over thousands of years before me or even you were born. So, to say that, it has no purpose in fighting, no offense. You go to China and tell the people that there. You go to Japan and tell them that. You go to Brazil. Trust me, there are definitely purposes for ground fighting, and there's purposes for ground fighting. You need to be responsible with it. I do not think that ground techniques alone by themselves should be classified as just martial arts. Maybe one element as far as a technique, but it's not what martial arts is all about. There's purpose for ground fighting, and but the thing is that you are right. The UFC kind of commercializes it a lot, and people have been, like you said, paralyzed with it when we showed that video and been seriously hurt. Ground fighting can be very dangerous, and it can be wear and tear on the body if you don't know what you're doing. That's why you have to train properly and go to somebody with experience. My teacher, he's had 50 years of martial arts experience. Has met everybody you probably can think of, in Japan, China, and through the U.S. That's how well respected he is. I'm not going to say his name, but, hope you think about what I'm saying. I wish you the best with your school. I wish you the best with your students. And I'll probably be doing some more videos later on down the road every once in a while. But God bless you, man. God bless your family, your business in Chicago. And I wish you the best. All right, take care.